Galactic Council thought they could bully us, not knowing we were the apex predator beginning. First contact and Arrogance. The transmission came at 3:27 Universal Time Coordinated, a sharp burst of exotic radiation that every telescope and listening station across Earth caught at once. Within the hour, the world governments held an emergency session. It wasn't a mere signal. It was a summons. A voice, cold and melodic, translated through automated systems, announced. To the newly uplifted species of Sol 3, you are hereby summoned to present yourselves before the Galactic Council of Civilized Worlds. Compliance is mandatory. Non-compliance will result in cleansing. Those words, uplifted, civilized, cleansing, set the tone. The aliens didn't come in peace. They came in hierarchy. By 2093, humanity had just colonized Mars and begun building fusion drives. We were proud, united, and curious about the stars. But the Galactic Council treated us like savages who'd accidentally stumbled into a royal court wearing mud boots. When the Council ships arrived, they didn't bother with diplomacy. Their vessels hung in orbit like obsidian daggers, each the size of a continent. A single message followed. Send your representatives aboard. Dr. Alara Chun, captain of the Vigilant Dawn, was chosen to lead the human delegation. She'd been one of the minds behind the Solar Unity Accords and the Quantum Translation Engine. Tough, brilliant, and utterly unimpressed by bullies. When her ship docked with the orbital station of the Galactic Council, she was met by the Veldar, a species of towering mantid-like creatures whose exoskeletons shimmered like oil in sunlight. The lead Veldar, Lord Scorix, greeted her with a slow tilt of the head. Primitive human, you are fortunate. Few species reach the stars without annihilating themselves. The Council will decide if your kind deserves to exist among us. Alara raised an eyebrow. Funny, we were about to say the same thing about you. Scorix's eyes narrowed. The surrounding guards' claws twitched, but Alara didn't flinch. Behind her, a small team of soldiers stood silent, trained veterans from the Mars Defense Corps. None of them spoke, but their presence was felt. The council chamber was immense, a cathedral of impossible geometry. Hundreds of species attended, gelatinous beings floating in containment fields, metallic constructs powered by plasma cores, avian entities with translucent wings. The presiding figure, a massive cephalopod known as the Archivist of Zyros, spoke through the shared neural network. Species 9 to 7,421, Homo sapiens. You have entered the interstellar domain without authorization. According to the Galactic Codex, such trespass requires either subservience or erasure. The words echoed through the chamber. Alara stepped forward. We didn't trespass. We explored. There's a difference. Laughter rippled through the delegates, a telepathic wave of amusement. The Archivist's eyes pulsed with color. Exploration? You expand without permission. You consume resources, wage wars, and destabilize ecosystems. You are predators. Dangerous. Uncontrolled. Alara smiled faintly. You finally got one right. Middle. The test and the trap. The council decreed that humanity would be tested. The idea was simple. Prove we were capable of peaceful integration or face extinction. Their first test was a demonstration of technology. The council presented a quantum singularity stabilizer, something beyond human science, and demanded we replicate its effect within a week. Alara didn't even try. Instead, she and her team analyzed the alien data stream, discovered hidden code inside it, a trap that would have sabotaged Earth's fusion cores if activated. When she revealed it before the council, Scorix's mandibles clicked in rage. You accuse us of deceit? Alara crossed her arms. I don't accuse. I demonstrate. She projected the data publicly across the chamber, exposing the embedded sabotage code. A low has spread among the alien species. Several murmured in psychic distress. This was a violation even by council standards. The Archivist silenced the uproar. The council acknowledges the ingenuity of humanity. Proceed to the second test. The second test was empathy. A captured predator from the world of Graal, a creature known as a Zarnok, was released before the human delegation. The goal was to subdue it peacefully. The Zarnok was 3 meters tall, armored, with maw serrated teeth that could shear through steel. It had been used to execute prisoners. Scorix smirked as a containment field dissolved. Show us your mercy, human. The beast lunged. Before the council guards could react, one of Alara's soldiers, Sergeant Ocampo, stepped forward. His arm split open, revealing a fusion blade. With terrifying speed, he sidestepped the creature, drove the blade beneath its chin, and twisted. The predator collapsed, dead before it hit the ground. Gasps rippled through the chamber. The Zarnok had killed entire squads of alien enforcers before. Alara looked up at the council's shocked faces. That was mercy. If I'd let it suffer, that would have been cruelty. Scorix trembled with fury. You barbaric. Alara cut him off. Don't mistake restraint for weakness. You want to see what a human predator looks like? You just did. From that day on, the other species whispered. They began to fear not humanity's weapons, but our confidence. The council wasn't used to resistance. Every new species they encountered had submitted or been destroyed. But humans didn't fit their categories. We weren't prey. We weren't easily dominated. When diplomatic pressure failed, the council escalated. They seized a human colony on Ceres, took 100 hostage, and transmitted a demand. Humanity must disarm, or their colonists would be recycled. Illyra's eyes went cold. They think they can bully us. She summoned the Earth Defense Fleet, 24 fusion cruisers and 12 stealth carriers. The Vigilant Dawn led the charge. At first, the aliens scoffed. Their ships were larger, older, and equipped with gravitational weapons that could fold metal like paper. But humanity had something else: adaptation. Our ships used decentralized AI combat matrices. When the first wave of alien attacks came, our vessels shifted tactics faster than the Council could predict. Within minutes, a dozen Council frigates were vaporized. Then came the unexpected. Human Marines, augmented by biomechanical exosuits, boarded an enemy dreadnought. They didn't fight conventionally. They hunted. The footage later broadcast of the Council chamber became legendary. Dark corridors, thermal vision, heartbeats echoing through comms. Human soldiers moved like phantoms. They stalked the enemy, exploiting every weakness. When they found the ship's command core, they didn't destroy it. They seized control and broadcast one chilling message across every frequency. We are the apex predators. You started this. We will finish it. The turning point. Predators in the shadows. The Council panicked. They hadn't realized humans fought not for conquest, but survival, and we were very, very good at surviving. To contain the crisis, they dispatched the Purification Armada, a fleet that had sterilized entire systems. 10,000 ships against humanity's 200. Illyra's advisors urged retreat. We can't win, they said. Illyra replied, then we don't fight fair. Earth scientists activated the Erebus Protocol, a project long kept secret. Using dark matter reactors, they created gravitational mirrors, bending space-time around our fleets. We became invisible. When the Purification Armada entered the Sol system, it found only silence. No transmissions. No life signs. Then, one by one, ships began vanishing. Sensors flickered. Hulls collapsed under invisible pressures. Whole squadrons disappeared into folds of shadow. It wasn't magic. It was human ingenuity weaponized. Inside her flagship, Illyra watched through tactical overlays as the alien fleet disintegrated in confusion. You call us primitives, she whispered, but you don't even understand fear. On the Council's homeworld of Seraphis Prime, panic spread. Member species began withdrawing their fleets, refusing to engage the humans further. Lord Scorix demanded full mobilization. We must exterminate them. They will destroy everything. But others hesitated. The Archivist of Zyro spoke. They are unpredictable. Their aggression is not conquest. It is defense. To fight them is to awaken something ancient. Scorix snarled. They are vermin. No, the Archivist said softly. They are the storm that vermin flee from. When the humans reappeared, it was not to conquer the Council, but to end the war decisively. Illyra broadcast a final ultimatum. Withdraw your forces. Release our people. Recognize our sovereignty, or we take your war to your own homeworlds. To prove her point, she transmitted coordinates of a single Council fortress world, and then it vanished. No explosion. No debris. Just gone. The Council sensors couldn't explain it. Later, it was discovered the planet had been folded into a micro-singularity, a test of the same technology they once mocked us for not replicating. Ending. The apex realization. The Council capitulated within days. Scorix was removed from power, imprisoned by his own kind. Humanity was officially granted a seat on the Council, but the seat remained empty. Illyra refused to attend their ceremonies. Instead, she transmitted a message across every frequency. We don't seek your approval. We seek balance. You believe might made you righteous. You use fear as currency. We showed you what real fear feels like. The message ended with an image. Earth, blue and fragile, floating against the dark. This is what we fight for. Remember it when you look up at your skies. After the war, the galaxy changed. Some species reached out to humanity, not as rulers, but as equals. They shared knowledge, trade, and cultural exchange. Others kept their distance, terrified of awakening the predators again. But the truth was simpler. We hadn't wanted war. We never did. We had only responded as evolution had taught us. When threatened, adapt, fight, survive. Years later, in her retirement, Illyra was interviewed by a Zyrosian historian. Captain Chun, the historian asked, its tendrils coiling curiously. How did you humans defeat an empire older than your civilization? Illyra smiled faintly. Because we've always been at war, with nature, with ourselves, with extinction. The Council thought that made us uncivilized. But that's what made us apex. We don't dominate out of hunger. We dominate because we have to. The historian nodded slowly, understanding dawning in its many eyes. You are not predators by choice. You are predators by necessity. Illyra looked out toward the stars. Exactly. And now that they know, maybe they'll think twice before trying to bully another world. Epilogue. The Whispered Council. Decades passed. Humanity's presence reshaped the galaxy. When the next young species, reptilian curious, just discovering fusion, was brought before the Galactic Council, the members hesitated. Scorix's replacement whispered across the chamber, what if they're like the humans? The archivist replied quietly, then we welcome them with respect. For the predators still watch. Far across the void, in the dark reaches beyond Orion, human exploration fleets continue to push outward. Not to conquer, but to understand. Yet every alien race that glimpsed them felt the same chill. Beneath their smiles, beneath their compassion, there remained something ancient in their DNA. An echo of the primal truth. We were never meant to be prey. We were the apex predators of our own world, and now of the galaxy.